Good morning. This is the Bitcoin Roadshow. I just wanted to address the price drop in Bitcoin, right? And I think the reason people are panicking is because too many people trade in dollars. I think this is still early days, and of course, radical things could happen, such as the situation in America, the tax situation in America, not just the lack of money in the average household, but the tax situation in America, where you basically get taxed even if you don't make a profit. These sort of things will obviously affect crypto. I'm pretty sure Biden's government will be even worse than Trump's government at attacking people, average people who try and get a leg up in life, because that's what both parties do, is they attack people who are middle class, because that's the people who supply the government. Lower class don't have much taxes to pull off them. The best thing they can do is maybe send them to prison so they can be slaves. And the upper class, they don't like to tax them. So that's the people who get attacked are, the people in the middle. So if you actually were in altcoins or Bitcoin, you won't be doing so bad now. And if you adopted my strategy of, and I could be wrong at any time, by the way, but my strategy of buying into altcoins for the next few months, as I said, up until May or June, well, May to be comfortable, June is when I want to be back into Bitcoin, then you're probably seeing slight gains at the moment with this dip. I still don't think unless you're scalp trading, you're really constantly trying to make money on every single move, whether it's down or up. So you're shorting things, you're running longs. Yeah, fair enough. Maybe you're going to work on dollar value and Bitcoin, but I think you have to choose one. You're either earning in Bitcoin or you're earning in dollars or some other fiat currency. Stick to it. I still recommend, if you think Ethereum is going to be the top dog one day, I still don't think it will be. Then trade in that. Count your profits and count your holdings, count your overall portfolio in Ethereum. But I'd still recommend the best way to do it would be Bitcoin. Even if you plan to sell out all or half when you think it's the peak of the bull market or close, or just past, you should probably just still stick to counting it in Bitcoin, and then when it's at the peak, then whatever that's worth at the time. I think it's the safest thing to do, and I think you won't panic like everyone seems to be panicking today. Another thing I wanted to mention was about staking. I did a video another day and I got interrupted by someone doing a phone call, so that was annoying. So I'll just make it really quick. Staking could be a potential issue as far as market manipulation is concerned. If you look at delegation on the Cardano network, right, you can take your money out anytime you want. You don't make as good profit as some other projects out there, your Polkadot and Tomo Chain and various others. And Zilliqa makes really good profits as well, but all of them, they lock your money in, except for Cardano. There might be more, but I think Cardano is the only one that doesn't lock your money in. Here's the risk here, right? Is when you're trading and you see the price go up, unless the lock-in period is only a couple of hours. I don't know why they would actually do that at all, unless it was just to get the confirmations done. And that was the way that the blockchain, the way that the proof of stake algorithm worked to, let's say, to confirm out of a staking pool or something like that it would require thousands and thousands of confirmations, like Zilliqa does. I think it's 24,000, which takes 2 weeks, right? The other, God's sakes, I keep forgetting this every time I think which blockchain it is. It might be Polkadot that takes 1 month. But anyway, doesn't matter which one it is. Ethereum is supposed to take 2 years. Now, if you imagine yourself as a trader and the price action, going back and forth, and then also you're an institutional trader, so you can actually manipulate the market. You don't have to have everything staked, because to be honest with you, for what you make from staking, you might just choose not to do it. So you can be nimble enough to just rinse the market. And what you would probably do is creep the price up, and then lack of liquidity comes because too many people are staked, And they can do analysis using Chainalysis, for example. They can just say, right, point at this blockchain here, do analysis. Here's the figures I want. I want to know a trend of when the average person is unstaking. Oh, that happened 3 hours ago. That a big spike happened. Oh, and then one about 1 hour ago. Okay, that means 2 weeks from those 2 points. That's when I want to be. I want to be dumping about 3 hours before them if the market's still in a peak. What happens? You make the highest price. You start to bring the price down. By the time their coins unstake again, you've already dumped everything you've got. This could be very, very predictable, and it can be very, very dumb. And now I understand why Cardano did what they did. It makes a lot more sense. In the case of Ethereum, I also understand what they did, because if you do it if you do it in anything that's like longer than, I think, maybe 3 months, even that could be pushing it. You can do technical analysis for any time frame. You can look at patterns for any time frame, whether it's a week, a month, a day. So, and this is why on TradingView you can look at the charts in different manners like that. You can look at 3 minute, 15 minute, the 4 hour, the 4 week if you want to. And you can look at the different structures, the different setups that there are. But I would say for the most part, to have people planning the same kind of manipulation with a 2-year lock-in period, saying, right, we're going to more people, that's not going to be as easy to do, because there are going to be people locking their coins in and taking them out constantly. Every piece of news, for example, people will actually, let's say, for example, you got your Ethereum locked in for 2 years, right? I don't know if this is actually available yet on ETH2, because I to be honest with you, when I sold my ETH last year, at this stupid point in time, I didn't bother following it anymore. I'm not really interested in it until I go back into it again, I'll tell you that. But whenever it does happen and you can stake, if you think about what might happen, is you'll stake in for 2 years, some FUD will come along, you're inexperienced, you put in your 32 ETH or your 64 ETH, whatever staking amount that you managed to secure when the price was cheaper. I had a lot more than that. I was really, really stupid to sell when I did. But anyway, you make mistakes in life. So if you are a newbie and you see this news and it's like, it's all going, oh, that's it, Polkadot's coming up and this will happen. Polkadot's going to take the top slot, or Cosmos is actually much better, and you know, with these kind of same kind of thing that Polkadot's got, these kind of multi-chain architecture, then you know, you're going to think it's all over and you're going to take out your stake. And then you're going to put it back in 2 days again later, and you're going to restart the 2-year timer and probably take whatever fees it costs to join the staking pool, if that's the case. I don't know how it works. So there's going to be fuckery going on for ETH holders. I wouldn't want to be part of that stress. Being locked in for 2 years, the reality is any blockchain could hit the wall. I would actually say it's not worth the money. I'm going to make that call right now. It's not worth. Look, which banks do you know that you put in a term deposit for 2 years? I mean, you get term deposits for that amount of time. You get term deposits for 10 years, and they'll penalize you. But they'll penalize you by taking your money out whenever you like. In the worst case scenario, you might have to wait a few days, or in some maybe up to a month. But to be locked in for 2 years, that's actually insane in my book. So I wouldn't be taking part in that. And that's actually the reason why I sold my tokens back then, is because I thought, when I looked at it more, I thought, hang on, I would never want to do that. But little did I know it would make the price spike up, the speculation of it, before it even started. That kind of sucks. But made gains in other areas, so who cares? Yeah, so I would actually say long-term, look out for Cardano. Still, Zilliqa will make good gains. But the average person, and this channel is too small to go out there and actually wake people up to what will actually happen. But that is what this will be used for. You got to remember, if something can be used to rig a market by quants, people who write the bots for your JP Morgans and stuff of the world, then they will find that weakness, they will find that play, and they will make it. Right. So be prepared for that. It's going to work both ways. I'm looking at the margin that I make. Even though it's 28% per annum, or around about that, what it adds up to on a monthly basis, I'm still not sure if it's worth me just unstaking on Zilliqa and then just waiting for spikes, selling, and then buying in again the dip, or maybe selling 50%, buying the dip again. And as a matter of fact, the first inclination I have that it's on the uptrend again, I'm going to unstake. So a bit different to what I was saying in other videos. Cardano, I won't have to. I can spend it anytime I want, which is more in line with true cryptocurrency. So this is why Digibyte, Digibyte staking is not true staking. It's not officially with Digibyte. It's with a third-party exchange. I would keep the hell away from that. Even though they're not an untrusted exchange, it's still a centralized exchange. It's against the idea of crypto, and it's not true staking, right? So the other ones, you're locked in. Hell slap it into you if it goes 10x on the downside, because that can happen. And then you're sitting there locked in like, oh, I could have, should have, would have. It's bad enough timing the top when you're free to buy and sell. And the tops and bottoms when you're free to buy and sell. But when you're locked in for a time period, this is just a tool to fuck people. I'll tell you right now. Okay, cheers, bye.